Hello, Zilis, United States, and welcome to our Skincare Symposium. And there's so much information that's in the world, right? There's so many products that are trying to come at you. There's, the advertisements, the marketing, that sort of thing. Take this brand, use this product, this ingredient, whatever. We're going to take all that today, and we're basically going to break it down into real science, okay? And here's the cool part, especially if you're a guest. It doesn't matter if you end up using a product from our company or not. You're going to learn a lot today. And this is going to be information you can take with you as you continue to move forward on your life journey. So again, guys, just want to, as we kick it off, want to welcome everyone here today. Every minute of this entire presentation is going to be chock full of useful information. So with no further ado, we're going to jump straight in. We're going to introduce you in the very beginning to our brand, and with a very short video called Lachey, okay? And then from there, I've got some very special guest speakers that will be joining us. So Maestro, let's roll that first video and let's get started with the Skincare Symposium.
Discover hydrating and beautifying nutrition for your skin with Lachey by Zilis, our cutting-edge skincare line featuring 3 skin-benefiting cannabinoids. Each product features a blend of precision spectrum CBD, CBG, and CBC, which works synergistically with our other carefully selected skincare ingredients to revitalize, hydrate, and promote the look of youthful skin. Our expertly developed blend of clinically supported ingredients includes squalane, soybean fiber, and Mexican blue agave extract to support hydration and smoother skin. And each product is paraben-free, sulfate-free, and Dermatologist Approved. The Lachey line includes Refresh Foaming Cleanser, Restore Face and Neck Serum, Rejuvenate Eye Cream, Recover Moisturizer, and Revive Lip Balm. For best results, use all the products together as part of a nourishing skincare routine. To discover the beauty of cannabinoid-infused skincare for yourself, contact your Zilis independent brand ambassador to order your Lachey products.
Awesome, guys. So that gives you a little bit of introduction to Lachey. As you can see, we have the lineup here displayed, right? We have to be unapologetically promoting, right, for sure. But like I said, guys, it's going to be a great day. So what I want to do at this point is we have 2 very special guests that are going to join us to really break down the mystery, the secret of anti-aging, the secret of aging youthfully. We all age. I'm 46 years old, and I can tell you there's no way at all that I would want to go back to being, 30 or 20 or something along those lines. I appreciate the journey of life. But at the same time, though, I want to do it gracefully, right? And I'm sure you feel the same. So as we mentioned earlier, there's so much misinformation. There's so much noise that is everywhere, being promoted and marketed. It just becomes white noise because you can't even keep track of it. And no one really knows what really works. And so what our next 2 speakers are going to do is they're going to give you science behind what works, okay? And by the way, why Lachey is superior, but even if you are not a user of our products or a customer ambassador, you'll be able to use this information to your benefit. So let's roll the next video, introduce our very special guest speakers, and I'll have a few words after that.
Gabriel Edinson is a hemp industry expert. He was the president of one of the first CBD companies in the US and has played a critical role in building the global CBD industry. He has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Men's Health, and multiple hemp industry publications. Dr. Marielle Weintraub is widely regarded as one of the world's leading experts in hemp and cannabinoid science, is the current president of the U.S. Hemp Authority, and a member of the U.S. Hemp Roundtable. As an active member of many dietary supplement and hemp industry trade associations, Dr. Weintraub has been a leader in developing reliable hemp-specific testing and standards. We're thrilled to have Gabriel Edinson, our Senior Innovation Strategist, and Marielle Weintraub, our Director of Scientific Research and Development.
Awesome, guys. Just real quick before we bring Gabriel and Marielle to the webinar today, just a few words that I'll share. So, as the founder and CEO of a very large international company, a CEO is like a quarterback, right? I mean, you're only as successful as the rest of the team that you put around you, and the more talented, the more capable that team is, the better the team is going to be. And And I got to tell you, when I talk about Gabe and Marielle, we're talking about two absolutely world-class individuals. First of all, Gabriel is arguably, I would say, probably the most knowledgeable person in the hemp and CBD space, which we're going to talk a lot about today. Most of you are probably at least a little bit familiar with. He is an absolutely brilliant individual and strategist. Marielle, PhD, a chemist, if you will, someone who's highly intelligent, and she really dives into the science and the data. And so Gabriel and Marielle have just done an amazing job leading the formulation team here for Lachey with the rest of the group. So Gabriel, I believe that we're going to tee you up first. Want to welcome you all the way from Boulder, Colorado, where I presume it's chilly and snowy, right? But you guys know how to do snow in Colorado, unlike us here in Texas. So hopefully everything's going well on your side. But Gabriel, thanks for joining us and welcome to the webinar today.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great introduction. Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to be here today to once again speak about the incredible innovative steps that were taken in bringing the Lachey by Zilis skincare line from our heads to your hands. Now, I would say that I'm slightly more excited today to speak on this subject because unlike in January when we just launched the product, we now have almost 2 months of feedback from the field, which has suggested that all of the benefits that we intended on achieving when we put this product line together are being realized by the individuals that are using this skincare line as part of their daily regimen. Now, as Senior Innovation Strategist for Zilis, it's my job to make sure that we go beyond just using the word innovation as a marketing term, and instead make sure that every product that we put into the market has an innovative footprint around it. And what I mean by that is that while we certainly want to educate people on our products and make sure that they're empowered to speak about the products with the highest level of effectiveness, it is also the intention that anyone that uses a product, receives a product, or has one in their hands is going to experience something new, something that differentiates the products from other ones they've taken, and hopefully, most importantly, has a change in their life that is something that they hope to achieve and have yet to have been able to achieve. And so a lot of that, again, comes down to the innovation. And so I want to talk a little bit about these innovative steps that we took in creating this product over 12 months of work. And the first we're going to talk about is the effect of the products, or in particular, the targeted effect. Now, when I talk about the targeted effect, I also want to bring up our incredible ingestible product line and the unique ultracell technology that we use. The ultracell technology, which has been a key driver for the business and what's established it as a market-leading business, is designed to enhance the bioavailability of the active ingredients such as CBD. And in order to use this technology and achieve benefits, we need to make sure that the active ingredients are getting into the cells of the body. And when we come down to ingestible products, we're looking at mostly affecting the inside of the body. Well, with Lachey, what we did was work to try to maintain the activity of these compounds in the individual layers of the skin, the largest organ in our body, and Marielle will speak about that shortly. So between the two products, the ultracell technology and the Lachey products, we're staying true to this idea of total body wellness, where those products are working individually, but in a symbiotic relationship to affect every cell on the outside, for lack of a better word, and the inside of the body. Now, how did we do that? We did that through our integrative 6-ingredient proprietary blend. When I use the word integrative, what I mean by that is that we took 3 up-and-coming, progressive, and exciting compounds that are being identified in the hemp plant, and we put them together with 3 equally exciting compounds that are normally used for traditional skincare products. And so let's talk a little bit about the hemp ingredients. Our hemp ingredients are a unique 1-to-1 ratio of CBD, cannabidiol, CBG, cannabigerol, and CBC, cannabichromene. And we didn't just put these 3 ingredients in as individual ingredients, which most companies are doing now as they try to catch up with Zilis on innovating around new cannabinoids. But we did this by using another great step in our innovative process, which is our precision spectrum processing method, which creates a precision spectrum extract. Now, there's other presentations we've done that have gone into more detail, so I'll keep it very high level. But what that is a very clean, temperature-controlled method whereby we select the key compounds that we want to use from the best hemp genetics in the world. We bring them together into one full spectrum extract and put that into our products. Now, beyond the hemp ingredients are the non-hemp ingredients, and those consisted of 3 ingredients. 1, a hyaluronic acid booster. 2, a collagen type 1 booster. And 3, a very unique ingredient that has been shown through clinical research to enhance the absorption of CBD. Now, I want to just take a second to also point out these are boosters. And what makes boosters exciting is much like we're seeing the move towards prebiotics being a very important factor in probiotics helping people. These boosters allow the body to improve its natural ability to produce these key compounds to help maintain the vitality and health of the skin. Now, when we move beyond that proprietary blend and go beyond the blend, I want to also point out that this hemp ingredient, as a result of this unique proprietary process, also brought with it other cannabinoids. Now, these may have been only trace amounts, but when you look at more cannabinoids, you basically are able to achieve what's called the Entourage Effect. Again, Marielle will speak about that later. But the Entourage Effect is a very key, important effect in understanding how to make products that will change people's lives. And then, of course, there are the other ingredients, which in most products are just functional ingredients that serve a simple purpose of making these active ingredients do what they do best. But in our case, we selected our other ingredients from a premium list that is used by one of the largest and most respected natural grocery chains in the world. So every ingredient, including our other ingredients, is of premium grade, and together only serves to enhance the benefits of those 6 ingredient proprietary blend. Beyond that, we took into account other considerations, such as the products themselves and the way that they could be used. So not only did we do market research to identify which products were being most sought after in the skincare industry, but we lined them up so that they could be used one after the other in a 5-product process and skincare regimen. And then when it came to the packaging, we didn't want to just choose what everybody else is choosing and save money. We basically went with a very expensive, customized line of packaging, which includes airless pumps to help preserve the material within, foaming mechanisms delivered through the actual packaging rather than relying on toxic foaming agents like most other companies do when it comes to cleansers. We also use locking lids to allow people to carry the products around and avoid the mess that other people and other products can cause as a result of not being able to lock the product when it's being transported. And then finally, in our eye cream, as an example, we use the cooling roller ball, which allows you to put the product in the refrigerator. So when you're applying the eye cream, you have this cryotherapy effect, if you will, as well as the ability to create an additional massaging effect during the application process. And then finally, when it came to testing, instead of doing the most basic tests and then making stories up like most other companies do around other testing that's very important when releasing a product line, we focused on rigorous third-party laboratory testing. We also added stability testing so that we could assure that these products will last and that the value will be seen within the products. And then finally, the dermatologist testing, which assures that the product's safe and has passed very important, highly credentialed reviews so that we know that what you're getting is going to deliver results while also assuring that key safety that's needed with these products and these unique formulations. So hopefully you can see through that information that we put a great deal of thought and consideration into bringing these products to the market over a very long period of time. And we're very excited to continue to see these incredible benefits being delivered as a result of that thoughtful and considerate process. And so I'll pass it back to you, Stephen.
All right, Gabriel, thank you so much. Very useful information. I want to bring your partner in success, I would call her, to the video today. So Mariel Weintraub is a PhD in neuroscience. She has been widely regarded as one of the world's leading experts in the areas of hemp science. And we'll talk about it later. Most of you that know about CBD or any sort of hemp-derived constituent, you know of it as being something taken internal. And it's incredibly powerful. We'll share some numbers later that show the growth, and it's like I said, it's impressive. But what we're now beginning to tap into is the question, okay, is could the compounds, the derivative of the hemp plant, these different oils that Gabe described, could they be the greatest breakthrough in the history of skincare? All right, now we're not saying they are, we're saying they might be. And Mariel, I want you to bring some data to the table, if you will, to share a little bit about that, and also the rest of the science, if you will, behind the Lachey formulation. So let's welcome our Director of Scientific Research and Development, Dr. Mariel Weintraub.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And Gabriel, that was an excellent introduction to our amazing products. So let's begin so I can kind of, like what they refer to, what I do is nerd out. To make everything make more sense and to just give you a background on why skin is so important and why it's important to understand why we created these products to begin with. I don't know how many of you guys remember biology from high school. I didn't realize it was going to become so important to me later on. But we wanted to back up for a second and do a bit of Skin 101 here. So skin is our body's largest organ by size. We all need to make sure that we are taking care of our skin because of its important role that it plays in protecting our body. In addition, it's healthy skin that can really help you from getting sick or from damaging your bones or muscles and protects your internal organs. So understanding the layers of the skin really helps you start to grasp why skincare is so important, and also start to understand why we developed the products we did in the way we did with the formulations that were so carefully developed. So let's start with the visible layer of the skin, known as the epidermis. So not only is the epidermis waterproof, but it also helps prevent infection. The epidermis becomes replenished with fresh, healthy cells as part of something that's called keratinization. Keratinocytes are the primary cell of the epidermis and produces the keratin that makes up the outermost layer of our skin. So I'm sure you guys have heard that there's keratin in skin, hair, and nails. And the reason I want you guys to remember the word keratinization is because it's going to come back up when we're talking about the endocannabinoid system. If we go to the middle layer of the skin, known as the dermis, it sits just under the epidermis. So this is the thickest layer of the skin, and that's because it contains many structures and tissues. So within the dermis are nerves, blood vessels, sweat glands, oil glands, and hair follicles. And it's through its, although it's primarily consistent of collagen, we will also talk about that because collagen is the protein that's going to give the skin the strength and contribute to its flexibility. So there are various structures of the dermis, and it also enables its many functions. Those functions include sensing touch and pain, producing sweat, growing hair, and fighting infection. If we move another section down called the subcutaneous tissue, this is technically not a layer of the skin, but it's often treated such because it is a part of what's called the integumentary system. It's very important to realize that that system includes hair, scales, feathers, hooves, and nails. But what it really does is it helps function. It helps you regulate functions such as body temperature, and is really where your sensory receptors that detect pain and pressure and temperature are located. So we went through this for a reason. For those of you guys who are new, we're going to talk a whole lot about the endocannabinoid system. And the endocannabinoid system is really probably the most important system in our body that unfortunately wasn't discovered until the 90s. And it's made up of receptors. And it's made up of receptors that can be activated by cannabinoids. But what's important when it comes to our skin is that there's recent studies suggesting that we have a fully functional endocannabinoid system in the skin. So that is huge. So the ECS, or endocannabinoid system, has been implicated in the regulation of skin cell survival, proliferation, and differentiation. And this delicate balance is really the key determinant of proper skin balance. Before we move on to expert formulation, what I want to make sure we point out about the endocannabinoid system and our skin is the fact that very recent evidence has come to light about how anandamide, so this is an endocannabinoid, a cannabinoid that's naturally produced in our body, actually controls the differentiation of those keratinocytes. And so as a reminder, those are the primary cells of the epidermis, that top layer of skin, and they produce keratin that makes up the outermost layer of your skin. For those of you who don't know, we constantly shed skin cells. We constantly need to produce new skin cells, and that's the process that we're talking about here. So it really did surprise researchers to find out that it might be the endocannabinoids that are having a primary part of this vital process. So one known effect of CBD is lowering the activity of an enzyme known to degrade anandamide. So therefore, CBD appears to raise anandamide levels and therefore is controlling the cell turnover. And this is one reason why these products are so effective. So in order to create these products, we really wanted to make sure that they were expertly formulated. So what we wanted to do was find partners that we believed in that could really help us develop these products. So first of all, if you combine the history of these two formulators, there's over 70 years of experience in the cosmetic and skincare industry. They have formulated for both skincare and cosmetics and have done so for some very, very large brands. What I found really interesting is that they've specifically worked with doctors and dermatologists to help develop different lines of skincare. But what made them so interesting and attractive to us, and the reason we picked them, is because of their expertise in developing one-of-a-kind product lines. And that is what we have done here. So when Gabriel was telling you guys about our 6-ingredient proprietary formulation, he mentioned that we had a hyaluronic acid booster, a collagen 1 booster, and then also something involved in absorption. So let me break these 3 down for you. So we're looking at Mexican blue agave yeast extract as that hyaluronic acid booster. The reason we picked this product is because it has been clinically shown to increase the production of hyaluronic acid, so your own hyaluronic acid, and it has also been shown to decrease the breakdown of that hyaluronic acid. By increasing the synthesis of hyaluronic acid and decreasing its breakdown, that's what allows us to help reduce the appearance of aging skin. With the soybean fiber, or the collagen 1 booster, this one was chosen because it also has clinically supported data of how it has the ability to increase natural levels of collagen 1. And the reason we care about that is because, first of all, collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, and it's basically the glue that holds all things together. It's used in the formulation of bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments. And just like hyaluronic acid, which will decrease as you age, so will the production of collagen. And it's this loss of collagen that really does lead to visible signs of aging, such as sagging skin. And lastly, but probably what I consider the most important on this list of 3, is the squalane formulation. So our third product, and I had to be taught this, but it is pronounced squalane, is used to help support a natural product or a natural compound that's found in your body called squalene. Now, squalene helps to lock in moisture, it calms and protects skin, it improves its elasticity. But what we found so fascinating from clinical studies done on squalane is that when we're talking about cannabinoids, we have clinical research to show that squalane increased the absorption of the cannabinoids into the skin. So for those of you guys that know our other products, we talk about how what is unique about Ultracell is its bioavailability and the idea that it doesn't matter how much you take if your body can't use it. The same goes for skincare. So finding this ingredient that increased absorption of cannabinoids into the skin was critical to this formulation. Now the next 3 ingredients, and what is so unique about the continued innovation that we're doing here at Zilis is our cannabinoid science. And this unique blend that Gabriel brought up of CBD to CBG and CBC. So this is, and Stephen asked me to talk about the extreme, I can't even tell you, I was at a loss of words when I saw the extract profile, because I have never seen a profile of a hemp cannabinoid extract with so many cannabinoids in it. And it was so exciting to be able to use this extract to create these products. So we were able to create these products with a unique 1-to-1-to-1 ratio of CBD, CBG, and CBC. This is part of our Precision Spectrum Hemp Oil Extract line. Like I said, it contains the largest spectrum of any extract on the market, especially for skincare. And what's so amazing about our proprietary processing method is, first of all, it's clean. And second of all, what we're doing here and what we're formulating in these products does not contain isolates. We don't need to use isolates in order to create these products. And this is going to come into play when we're talking about the entourage effect. So when we talk about the entourage effect, which we will get into, what we want to make sure people understand is how cannabinoids work together in a synergistic fashion. So in this case, and in the Precision Spectrum Cannabinoid Extract, and in the Liché by Zilis products, we wanted to make sure that we were formulating products to enhance the appearance of healthy skin. We wanted to reduce the appearance of puffiness. We wanted to reduce the appearance of redness. And the easiest way for me to explain to you what our goal was with these products was to let you know that we wanted to make you guys hot mamas and sexy papas. The easiest way to explain why we care about the synergistic effects of our products and the compounds in our products. But I did want to make sure you guys understand why these 3 cannabinoids, why CBD, CBG, and CBC. So if we look into some of the research on CBD, it does help support the reduction of free radicals. And yes, this is on the skin we're talking about here. You do expose yourself to free radicals just by walking outside. It is scary, but it is true. At the same time, there is research to show that CBD helps support a reduction of excessive oil. Also very important when we're talking about the skin. CBG, much like it does when it's taken internally, it does help with a healthy skin microbiome. When you take CBG with our product Ultra CBG, there's research to show how it's supporting a healthy microbiome in your gut. Well, when you use it on your skin, it's going to help with a healthy skin complexion and with your microbiome that your skin has as well. Then we move to CBC. And a lot of the research on CBC is showing its support in preventing blemishes. So it's supporting a reduction in excessive lipid production or oil production. Now you'll notice that CBD and CBC seem to do two things that are very similar to each other. But what's interesting is how they work. They are actually doing this through two different receptors, two different ways. And so by putting them together, work together, we actually increase the benefit. And that's what's known as the entourage effect. So the entourage effect was originally recognized by Dr. Mechoulam and Dr. Shabbat when they noticed that what they referred to as inactive compounds seemed to increase the activity of anandamide. So I mentioned anandamide earlier. Anandamide is a cannabinoid made internally by our own system, which is why it's referred to as an endocannabinoid. When we're talking about CBD or CBG or CBC from the plant, that's a phytocannabinoid. So like I said, they noticed that inactive compounds all of a sudden seem to increase the activity of something that they didn't, of anandamide. So they wanted to describe this effect, and they realized it was a phenomenon that when cannabinoids and other related compounds work together and work synergistically, it appeared that they maximized the benefits when compared to just using individual compounds. Sometimes you'll hear this as the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So what we want to make sure when we're formulating our products, and this is all the way through the Zilis line, is we want to keep these naturally occurring compounds together, because what we're really doing is adding even more power to our products. Now, this is something I am very, very proud of. So we wanted to make sure that we created products that were quality assured, that people would love to use. And what we wanted to also do was have third parties recognize when we did something above and beyond what we needed to do. So what is dermatologist approved? Because let's start there. So when something is dermatologist approved, it means that consumer products or other raw materials that are designed to be used constantly, especially on the skin, really do have the potential to be what are called irritants. And so the goal was to make sure that we created products for all to use. And so we wanted to apply for this dermatologist approved symbol. And to do so, what we do is we send our finished products to a third-party research laboratory. They hire volunteers that are used to determine the safety of our products. And all of that data is turned into a board-certified dermatologist. So why am I so proud of this, and why did we find this so important? Well, first of all, we don't have to do dermatologist approved testing. It is completely voluntary. But what we have learned and what we know about our consumers and our customers and our ambassadors is that we are always looking for the best. We want to make sure that what we are using has been validated or has been a certified product. And what I wanted to make sure was that if we were producing products that were going to be used in a regimen and on the skin, that the formulas were tested, that they were reviewed, and that it was a board certified dermatologist who was going to review the data of what the volunteers experienced during their time with our products. So we have gone over a lot of science. We have gone over the fact that we decided to send our products away for dermatologist approved testing to make sure that we didn't cause irritants. We are breaking some serious ground here with these new products. And the truth is that these products are powerful. They really are. We are combining science. We are breaking new ground. We sent our products to get dermatologist approved testing because what we want to make sure is that people recognize the science that's going into this, the formulation that's going into this, and the fact that each one of these products was specifically designed and the directions were specifically written to make sure that you could get and optimize the effects you get from using our products. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knows to follow the directions for each product. Your body may need to adjust to these products. So when we did Dermatologist Approved testing, we made sure that over 50% of the volunteers were self-proclaimed sensitive skin volunteers. But some people are going to have even more sensitive skin, and some people are not going to have any sensitive skin at all. But we designed these to be powerful. The cannabinoid profile in these products are powerful. And just like we say with our ultracell ingestible products, you may want to start low and slow. You may want to use less. I know that the directions are written to use once or twice a day. You can use it in the beginning once a day. And then once you see the effects, move up to twice a day. So a lot of times people always try to think that more is better. And in the world of cannabinoids, that's not always true. Sometimes the right amount is the best, less can be good, and sometimes too much is actually going to have diminishing returns. So we want to make sure that you guys are following the directions for each product. And just to remember that these were designed to be powerful. They were designed to optimize your skin, and they are amazing products. But I just wanted to point out that to please read the directions for each product because of the way that cannabinoid science works. And Stephen, I think I send it back to you now.
All right. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate that. I have a few specific questions for you. If we could jump back, gentlemen, to slide 11. So you mentioned the word anandamide. Now, for those of us that are familiar with cannabinoids, CBD, et cetera, we know that anandamide is known as the bliss molecule. Otherwise known, that's what our body makes when we get the runner's high. For those of you who've experienced that, how does anandamide impact the skin, Mira? Could you revisit that if you would, please?
Sure. So this is one of those cases where anandamide is the bliss molecule. You're absolutely right, Stephen. I am not a runner, so I have been told it's part of the runner's high. I don't believe anyone who thinks they get happy in the middle of running. But that is true. So it is the bliss molecule. Now, in this case, this molecule, the bliss molecule, anandamide, has more than one job in the body. And in this case, it's anandamide that's going to help regulate the skin cell turnover when it comes to keratin cells. And so it does something completely and not related to the happiness feeling you get, for instance, for the reason we designed Ultra Bliss, right? So Ultra Bliss was designed to support an enhanced mood, and it does so by increasing the anandamide level in your system. Now, when we're dealing with skin cells, we want to make sure we go directly to the source. So in order to help your skin, we want to be able to put something that affects anandamide directly on the skin. And in this case, it does something completely different than when it's inside your body. So when it's dealing with the skin, it's anandamide that helps increase this skin cell turnover. And that skin cell turnover is what gives you that younger, fresher, and reduces the signs of aging of the skin.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Let's go back to a little bit more of an overview, and I want to get to some questions and answers here in just a moment. But Marielle, in a nutshell, 10,000-foot view. When we think about the impact that CBD has on human health, it's pretty extraordinary, right? And we all know, many of you are learning today that the idea of going beyond CBD, right, into all these other 100 plus constituents within the plant could potentially represent the greatest breakthrough in human health history, right? Especially from a naturopathic perspective. But when I hear you and I hear Gabe share, it sounds to me like this could be the greatest breakthrough in the history of skincare. So can you touch on, because again, while we use the different ingredients that many folks are familiar with, these cannabinoids and the whole entourage effect, right? It takes it to a different level. Can you just, from a 10,000 foot view, touch on why cannabinoids-based skincare could be the biggest breakthrough the industry has ever seen?
I already think it is the biggest breakthrough we are seeing. For those of you who have already started using our products, what I find fascinating about cannabinoids is the fact that they're also known as adaptogens. So what we're going to see here is that the same product that's going to help someone who has dry skin. Normally, you'd have to go out and buy a whole different product if someone, let's say, has oily skin. Well, in the world of cannabinoids, it's going to support your body in the way your body needs it supported. And that's why this breakthrough is so huge. Because your body is going to use these cannabinoids the way your body needs them. Your body needs to help support its endocannabinoid system. That's how we achieve homeostasis or balance. And what the research is showing is that your skin is part of and has endocannabinoid receptors and is part of that endocannabinoid system, and therefore also needs to be balanced. So the fact that we are just scratching the surface as a pun with this research is why this breakthrough in cannabinoid skincare is really going to be the newest breakthrough in skincare that I think skincare has ever seen.
Wow. I'm just now beginning to see the questions come through here. So Jane says the products are awesome. She says, Marielle, wondering if the increase in oil production of the cleanser is what's causing dryness in normal skin. So I know you said start low and go slow, which, by the way, I think that's very powerful. How many products do you know of in the marketplace that will tell you to start lower, right, and go slower? Very few. Most products want you to use as much as they can. Lachey is very powerful, so we're not afraid to tell someone, listen, start low, go slow, and then work it up, over time. But any comments to Jane's question there, Marielle?
Sure. What I was mentioning before with the adaptogens is theoretically when it comes to cannabinoids, it's only going to start decreasing oil production if your body needs the oil production decreased. What might be happening is instead of using 2 pumps, let's say if you have very dry skin, especially when it comes to cleansers in general, just use 1 pump and try that. If you have very, very dry skin and you're not used to using a cleanser, when you first start using this cleanser, don't only use 1 pump, only use it every other day, just to get your system used to it. These are very, very powerful products. And when your bodies adapt to them, you really will start to see a huge difference.
Marielle, should you use the Restore Serum and Recover Moisturizer under your eyes, or just the eye cream?
So if you are using the eye cream, there's no reason to double hit that area. If you're not using the eye cream, then you can use either the serum or the moisturizer in that same general area. So the serum, if you read the directions carefully, was designed to use 4 to 6 drops. So like drop, 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 and then moisturize, right? So be very, very careful if you're going to start double hitting the same areas with products.
Marielle, the eye cream, Sue asks, can you use that on your eyelids as well?
So it was mostly designed to be used underneath your eyes and then just to do an upward sweeping motion. Your eyelid skin is actually very, very, very thin. So I would suggest, let's say, using more of the serum if you're talking about the eyelids and continuing to sweep from underneath kind of where the bridge of your nose is outward and upward in order to really use the eye cream the way it was meant to be used.
That's fantastic. And Danica asks, is there a detox effect? So is that part of what's happening? If someone's been using a product that maybe was not creating as much of an impact, could there be a detox effect happening?
Absolutely. Especially if people are using a lot of it or more than the directions say, that is very possible that that could be happening. And if you do see that happening, just step back your usage a little bit in order to not see this just massive fix. Because keep in mind what the newest research has shown is that the products we have developed based on the ingredients are going to help your skin cells turn over. And so you might see a massive detox if you are using a lot of these ingredients and your body is not used to you having these on your skin and especially on your face.
Excellent. Now, Mariel, we chose specifically not to put sunblock into the products. Can you address why?
Absolutely. So we do not have an SPF on these products because in order to hit FDA's specific regulations for SPF, we have to use a lot of ingredients that we were not so keen on adding to these products. We wanted to make very, very clean products. But what you might notice is that there are ingredients in these products that are known to support that sun blocking behavior, like raspberry extract. We cannot give out an actual SPF number as we do not meet FDA's regulatory definition of having SPF. But what we did want to do was create products this round that could really help the most amount of people without adding ingredients such as a foamer into the cleanser that would not achieve the goals that we were trying to achieve by creating these products.
Yeah. One of the things that we are committed to as a company, guys, is to what's called clean labeling. Gabe, if you want to comment to this, I'll give you an opportunity to do so. But I think that as we look into the future, what a consumer is looking for is they want a product that is clean, a product that is environmentally friendly, a product that has as few ingredients as possible, right? Not all the fillers and additives and that sort of thing. Gabe, any comments on that?
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Look, our goal is to be a progressive company and to listen to what the consumer demand is saying to us. And like you said, a lot of that is about sustainability, clean label, natural ingredients. I mean, people are increasingly more aware of sort of the pitfalls of more traditional product formulations. And I also would add, just kind of in line with this question as well as others, is that when we're looking at cannabinoids, we're dealing with something that we haven't yet really understood. And what we do understand is that it's, they work to create sort of this balanced cellular state. And, a lot of existing products and a lot of existing formulations are always kind of designed to increase something or decrease something rather than balance it. And I think there's a tremendous amount of information we're going to learn about how focusing on balance sort of triggers this natural wisdom, this natural resistance, this natural intelligence in the body. So a lot of these more traditional, thoughts about SPF and this and that, we may be able to see that there's new ways to approach these things and new ways to impact, the goals that people have around these more traditional products. So it may take time, but it is really, really important to understand that we're dealing with an entirely new system that is very exciting and seems to have sort of almost like this master control ability. I think that's pretty much it. We have to stay focused on what the market needs and also be open to the uniqueness of the products with these ingredients.
I would agree. A few other Q&As. Deep wrinkles. You'll like the effect. Okay. And Mariel, was animal testing used for these products?
It was not.
Okay. What about rosacea? Again, we don't make any sort of disease claims as far as skin, specific issues. But you got to tell everyone the story about our director of finance, Jason Leach, because he was one of the kind of where this ball started to really roll down the hill when he actually began using the product and the experience that he had.
So I don't know if he's on or not, but Jason had, as opposed to using a medical term, had a very red skin in his like T-zone, across his cheeks, underneath his chin. And within days of using some of the products that when we were first starting to formulate with, it cleared up very, very, very quickly. So it did reduce that unhealthy color that his skin had become, or that his skin was showing. And it was amazing to see that kind of change that quickly on someone I know. So that normally is the big, the huge like aha moment, like, how did this work? Why did this work? And really did start to help us uncover the true potential of some of these products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of the questions coming in here. For example, Donna and Ronnie ask, I've got dry sun-damaged skin. Which product would be good to use on the arms and other sun-damaged areas?
So I know that I have used the moisturizer on my hands because I have very, very dry cuticles. So you might want to try either the moisturizer or the serum. You can also make a combination of the two if you pay attention to the amount you are using. So as opposed to 2 pumps of the moisturizer, use 1 and then add some drops of the serum. That way you can benefit from both formulations.
Yeah, 100%. We're not able to make medical claims as a skincare supplement type company. I want you to Google CBC, skin benefits, CBG, skin benefits, and CBD, skin benefits, and you can make that determination on your own. Okay, so Shannon has a really good question. So and this is probably, Marielle, for a lot of people, this is probably, and I know I even feel this way, it took me a long time as a non-scientist to understand what the ECS was and how, like I never heard of the ECS, and how cannabinoids interacted with it. I didn't even know we had an ECS. And now I'm learning we have ECS within our skin. So her question is, where you mentioned your skin's ECS, does that mean our skin is a separate endocannabinoid system, or is it all interrelated, or how would you describe that?
So that's a really interesting question. The easiest way to describe that is the endocannabinoid system is made up of receptors, cannabinoids, and enzymes to break down those cannabinoids. So like the rest of your body, the endocannabinoid system is made up of receptors. The endocannabinoid system of the skin is part of the greater endocannabinoid system, but it's specifically located within skin cells. So it's going to be very similar to the rest of the endocannabinoid system throughout the body, but it is specifically a part of the skin cells and will help support skin-specific function.
Thank you for the answer.
I don't know if I made that work or actually clarified. So,
No, that was great. So, Debbie asked, starting low and going slow, should you suggest starting with one product and gradually adding? Or might it be start the regimen, and if you notice any sort of irritation or anything along those lines, then maybe back it down? What do you recommend on that?
I think it's going to depend on each person. There are a lot of people out there who do not have sensitive skin, who will have absolutely zero issues starting all 5 products at the same time, and just following the directions when using the products. If you know you have a history of skin sensitivity to new products, that's when you want to start low and slow. So you can either start all 5 products with a lot by lowering the suggested usage size, or you can start one product at a time, use it for 2 days, and then if you show no issues, add in the next one. So it depends on what's going to make you feel well, but it is about you knowing your skin, knowing your body, and just knowing how you reacted in the past to new products.
I got something cool here, Marielle. So Judy says, your skin looks great. Thank you, Judy. I am a Lachey customer. I have never used skincare ever. You know, the only skincare I've ever done is soap and water in the shower. So that's fantastic. Thank you. I did have to learn not to use so much. So typically, and my wife would laugh at me because after I got done taking a shower and getting dressed, I'd do my Lachey and my face was completely covered white because I was using too much. Anyway, okay, real quick here. There's so many great questions, guys. And I think that this is great here. We'd love to answer all of these. Here's a good one. Sue asks, what is vegetarian friendly? And how is that different, Marielle, from vegetarian?
That's an excellent question. So just like the U.S. Hemp Authority is a certification, to have a vegan or a vegetarian mark are also specific certifications. And we started to get in a lot of questions about whether or not ambassadors who were vegan or vegetarian could use which products. So we wanted to be able to put something on our product to let people know that if they are vegan, they can absolutely take this product, or if they're vegetarian, they can absolutely take this product. But we have to use the term vegetarian friendly or vegan friendly because we have not gone through the full certification program at this point.
Okay, and which product, Marielle, if Patrick asked, if a person cannot afford the entire line, what would you recommend the number one product they start with when it comes to fine lines?
So if it's fine lines on the forehead, I would suggest either the serum or the moisturizer. If you're not used to using a serum, buy the moisturizer. If you're used to using a serum, buy the serum. If it comes to the lovely wrinkles you get here, then I would suggest the eye cream.
Well, Susan, hopefully that answers your questions as well. We're going to copy these down, Riley. Let's make sure to copy and paste all of these listener questions, please. And that way we can do our best to put them in our Q&A. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Wow. Hey, Marielle, are the products gluten-free?
So that is an absolute excellent question. That so far we have tested 2 of the 5 products. Those 2 are absolutely gluten-free. I should have the rest of the testing back shortly. And when I know all of the results, I will give them to you, Stephen, so you can release them on a Monday Night Freedom Call.
Super. And the final question we'll take here today is for Gabe. Carrie asks, Gabe, where do the hemp-derived cannabinoids, where do they come from? Where are they grown? Under what conditions do we source the actual plant itself? Maybe a few details in that regard.
Sure. Well, I mean, the bottom line is that the hemp that we use in all of our products, and in particular for this line, are going to come from either Colorado or Kentucky, which are the 2 most advanced states with cultivation of hemp in the world, arguably.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's do this, guys. I want to invite a very special, we'll start with 2 very special guests, but I want to throw it up to Indianapolis, Indiana, to Jenny Lusby. And Jenny is, I would argue, is among the most passionate about Lachey. Jenny, could you just come to the line, if you will? You know, we started talking about this over a year ago, and you had some very specific advice for me as far as the development of this line, because this was in the early days. And so if you want to share that, or just any other comments, Jenny, that you would have, and then I want to throw it next to Danielle Taylor from there. But Jenny, welcome to the webinar, and love to hear your thoughts.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Well, first of all, when you said you were coming out with a skincare line, I only had one request, and that was it better work. Because when it comes to skincare, we have a lot of options. You can go to the local drugstore, department stores. They're like all over the place. So that was my number one request is it going to work? And so you guys knocked it out of the park. I remember when I first started using it, I'm thinking, oh yeah, here we go, another skincare line. And Tony, you remember, I'm like reluctantly took my before photo thinking, it's probably not going to do much. But after 9 days, you guys, I was absolutely blown away. This little sore that's been on my lip for literally probably 4 or 5 years, almost completely gone after 9 days. And I noticed a difference even in my lip lines, and I was just actually excited, you guys, about the results so quickly. So What do you want to add, honey?
I use it every day. I mean, look how young I look. It takes a lot to get this face to look this good. So anyways, I love it, Stephen. We're enjoying it.
You guys did a
Tony,
great
I was just going to say, you were already handsome before, but come on, man.
Now look at me.
Actually, Jenny, we were just commenting in the studio, your skin is glowing.
Oh, thank you.
So that's awesome.
I absolutely, I mean, I really do. You guys, I've never been a big fan of cleansers, but this cleanser is literally like a spa treatment. And I've never wanted to cleanse my face so long. Like I literally don't want to rinse it off because it's so soft. It's so foaming. You just can feel it going to work. I mean, it really is amazing. So I love it. I hate to miss it. And I really get tired at night sometimes. Like last night, I was up till 3 a.m. Waiting on this guy to get home from Florida. So I still just don't want to miss that skincare. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, you two. And congratulations. Let's throw it over to Danielle Taylor. She has a background in skincare, so prior to Zilis, and so she has a unique perspective. What comments might you have for our audience today in regard to Lachey?
Sure. Well, especially coming from the skincare background, and thank you, Stephen. I am excited because we're staying on the cutting edge. That's what we do as a company. Every single thing we do, we challenge the status quo. I know we talk about that a lot because we don't want to be just the average next product out on the market. We want to deliver results, and people pay for results. They like to invest in themselves when they know they have quality. And just like Jenny said, her skin just has never looked better. And it's so important for me. At first, it took a little while, but as time kept going, I kept seeing more and more difference on my skin. So I'm very excited about that and what it does for people in general. And I love that Marielle and Gabe are so dedicated to what they do and all of the different stats that they just gave us. While I don't get too locked into the details of it because I don't want to get over the top with science, because when we're in the field, what we want to do is we always want to offer that value to people. And we see that every single day. We're seeing people give us before and after photos. They're excited. And we love having something new to go out and share, but also the commitment that we have as a company. So I'm just blessed. I'm very grateful, Stephen, for Zilis and the fact that you've given us the opportunity, but also you're just always investing back into making sure that we have the top of the line product so that when we're going out sharing, we can stand very confident with what we have. So I want to say thank you for everyone involved.
You're very welcome. We feel, honestly, I knew this would be big. Even we're going over a year ago when the research, because we went to a tremendous amount of research and development and so forth. I'm now beginning to realize and understand this has potential to be much larger than I ever expected. So that's awesome. Thank you, Danielle, for your comments. To tell you a little bit about Zilis and the company itself, we want to make a shameless plug here, guys. We are looking for ambassadors, people that want to build their own business from their house over the internet and make a very large residual income as a result. And I think if you look at the industry itself, the data proves this is a huge opportunity, okay? So a little bit about Zilis. We were founded in 2015. The company was founded by my beautiful wife, Angie, and I. Our background has been well over 20 years in the direct sales industry. We've had the privilege and fortune of being successful. But I can tell you, we barely have scratched the surface here. We have a company that is, as Gabe mentioned, we are driving innovation. I don't think that there's any other company in the world like Zilis, and something we're very proud of. Our company has received a tremendous amount of notoriety, as you can see on your screen. And one thing that we do here, guys, we are a social enterprise. And what that means is that we have a meaning, if you will, that is a greater good behind our company, and that is our Pay It Forward nutrition program as well as our Patriot program. Our Pay It Forward nutrition program matches every sale that we make with a day of either children's or infant multivitamins or prenatals for pregnant women that cannot afford them. The majority of our distribution goes to the Vitamin Angels, which is our partner in this endeavor here. And they're an amazing organization that is in 70 countries, including all 50 states of the U.S. And we are literally providing millions of pregnant women with prenatals that can't afford them. We're also very proud of the work that we do in the Patriot program. This is our veterans, one slide off here. This is our veterans initiative, as well as our active military and first responders. If you think about someone who's a first responder, whether they're a police officer, could be a paramedic, a fireman, or whatever, when you think about our active military and our veterans, they pay a tremendous price to keep us safe, whether it's here at home or abroad. And so we began to hear, years ago, we began to hear from veterans that reported that our product was life-changing. One of those is the gentleman that you see on your screen, Colonel Greg Gadsden, Purple Heart recipient. He's now a Hollywood star, one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet. He's now our official Patriot Program spokesman. And Greg is one of those people that is a double amputee. He dealt with tremendous pain issues from his injuries. And he was introduced to our product through a friend. And if Greg were here right now, he would tell you it's been life-changing. So if you know of anyone who's a veteran, anyone that's active military, or even anyone that is a first responder, you can actually donate product to them for free. They can actually, if they want to buy it, they can buy it at wholesale. They can even join our company at no cost, as a way of just a small way of us saying thank you for your service, et cetera. So the product evolution is Zilis. This has been an interesting journey. We first got started years ago as one of the original providers of ingestible CBD oils, as well as topicals here in the United States. And we've grown into pet products and different flavors and all kind of unique powders and things like that. And from there, we moved into what Gabe shared earlier, the precision spectrum, the most advanced processing technology, arguably the most advanced products in the world, including our CBG, cannabigerol, as Gabe mentioned. Again, Google CBG health benefits, Ultra Rev, which is our CBDV, combined with THCV, what are known as varins. These are very rare and exotic minor cannabinoids that have phenomenal results in the body. The Bliss, which is designed to help elevate the anandamide, the Bliss molecule within your body. The Ultra R&R, which is designed for rest and relaxation with CBN. All of these products, of course, are oils. And so what Zilis has done from the very beginning is we invested heavily into a technology to make these products more bioavailable, because at the end of the day, it makes no difference what you take. What matters is what your body can absorb. And the ultracell technology has been proven in independent clinical study to enhance absorption of oils into the bloodstream by as much as 94%, which is 30 times greater than what the body does naturally. And so you could buy any type of oil on the market. It could be great, it could be organically sourced, just like ours. It could be pure, it could be a good product. But the fact is, if your body can't take it in, it won't work. And so you end up wasting it, right? And that's what makes Ultracell so incredible. We mentioned the U.S. Hemp Authority certification. Every one of our products are clear and transparent. You'll find a QR code, which leads you to independent lab analysis listing every ingredient that is within the product. We call this ultra transparency because we believe that people are looking for products that are transparent and that they can trust. And that's one of the things that we hang our hat on. We also offer hemp-free products, starting with our Mimetics line, our Edge, Ice, Burn, and Dream, which is a phenomenal line of products for specific health benefits. Again, all hemp-free, as well as our Ultra Support line, which, again, how many people do you know, guys, that use supplements on a regular basis, right? It's like 70% of the American population. And so you're talking products, guys, with a total purpose, products that are designed to give your family, just complete total body health from inside out, head to toe, if you will. Products all backed by real science, premium ingredients, and so forth. And of course, through our Star Club, you can actually earn all of these products for free. So if you probably would have an interest in using the product, what if I told you that you could get them for free? Okay. So we also have individual Lachey products that are now available for sale in tiers. So if you want to go in and maybe you need an individual product, you want to buy it at deep discounts, you can now do so by the case. Those are live for you, which is obviously very, very exciting. Okay. And then,
hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can, Dawn.
Hey, sorry, I was at work early this morning, but I just have to say this skincare line from someone who's not been a big skincare fan is amazing. So ladies, gentlemen, this is the real deal. Thank you for what you and Angie have brought to the table, Gabe, Marielle, everyone. And always thanks for the opportunity that we were invited to check this out. So I encourage everyone, get your Lachey. It's life-changing.
Dawn, I just told the crew in the studio, your skin is glowing as well.
Oh,
You've
thank
been
you.
on Lachey how long? And then how long did it take before you began to experience very noticeable results? And if
Well,
you would, what were those results, please?
luckily you sent us a sample for us to try. And I was like, oh, it's not going to work. I've tried this stuff before. But December 26th, we went to Florida for Christmas break and decided I was going to give it a go. Take my before picture. And I have to say, the only thing good about my before picture was I actually saw my mom in my face. And so I think it was maybe a week to 10 days. I noticed this like age spots were like very minor, were like almost gone. Then I started seeing the wrinkles go away. And it wasn't until later I noticed I actually had a birthmark removed under my chin back when I was a small child. And it has always just been red under there, and it's not red anymore. And I continue to take pictures. I took some others a few days ago, and I just keep noticing results. And to have a change in my skin within a week or two was unlike anything I've ever tried before. It's amazing. My husband would say it's boosted my confidence. I have to use less makeup, which is a good thing. So the skincare is saving me money on my makeup. So it's awesome.
Hey, Dawn, I think you just got the attention of all of the husbands on the webinar today. All right. Anybody else want to jump in?
Hey, Stephen, this is Patrick here at
Hey, Patrick.
Partners. How are you? Stephen, I was like you. It's like I never used skincare. It's like I had actually tried it once and never got much out of it, or just not something I stuck with. But I'm totally excited about the Lachey. I mean, it's like, my skin feels softer, feels smoother. It's like I feel like I'm maintaining my youthful appearance. And I'm getting a lot of laughter in the background. So, but it's like, so we're really excited about it. It really is making a difference for a lot of people. We're so excited about the Lachey, but also the business opportunity. I mean, it's given us so much and has so much to offer for everybody. I mean, people want to make a change. This is the way to make a change. So thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Zilis, for everything that you've done for us.
Awesome, Patrick. That's great. So guys, listen, get on Lachey and your lady will not be able to keep her hands off you. That's the biggest moral to the story, right? Our first 5 years, we became the #1 selling product in the nation in just a few short months. And we dominated the entire CBD space, and we came out of nowhere. We were competing against companies that had, $100 million advertising budgets, et cetera. And we crushed them because of the power of social sharing, right? This whole concept of word of mouth, which we all know is the most powerful form of marketing in the world. But here's the thing. We had hundreds of thousands of people that used our product and started to experience better sleep. They experienced relief from aches and pains. They experienced, relief from stress. They had, impact from on their kids and their parents and their whatever it may be, right? And it's the gift of health. So if you experience something along those lines, you're going to tell everyone you know, right? It's just natural. But you can't see it. So if I sleep better, I can tell you, you hear me, but you can't see it. If I have relief from an old sports injury, an old knee injury, or joint problem, whatever, right? I can tell you, and you hear it, but you can't see that relief. If I'm feeling less stressed because of the product, I'm feeling calmer, whatever it may be. I'm just pulling a few things out of the air. You hear it, but you can't see it. When I watched all of these women on this webinar today, they don't have to say a word. They could have logged onto the camera, smiled, and all of you can see their skin glowing, right? And so a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what I'm excited about, our company is just over 5 years old. I'm excited about the next 5 years to watch and see what's going to happen, okay? As we now explore the power of highly absorbable cannabinoids, right, into the skin. And by the way, we still have every other product that created the original multi-million-dollar buzz here at Zilis, and so it's going to be exciting. I do want to bring one thing up, Marielle, if I could bring you back. I want to touch quickly on Collagen Complex. All of us have heard about collagen, right? But just like we always do at Zilis, we have built what you could argue, and you may win the argument, is the most advanced collagen product ever made. So Marielle, can you touch on, because we didn't give much time to it today, but can you touch on the complex, how it works synergistically with Lachey, and why the folks on the webinar today may want to consider using that for themselves as well?
Sure. So I'm having an issue trying to get it's been 9 months in a pandemic and I still can't use Zoom properly. But give me 1 second, I apologize. Basically, we're starting to realize that you need to support your body from the outside in, but also from the inside out. And so collagen works so well with the Lachey line because you're supporting that need for hyaluronic acid, that need for collagen boosts. But what people don't realize is that we go out of our way to only use clinically proven ingredients, right? Clinically supported ingredients that are going to make a difference. So what we found with this specific collagen, and not only because it was a vegetarian solution to a problem out there, was the fact that it had clinical research that backed up both your appearance, but also the ability to support joints. And I know I answered a question in the Q&A where someone was just asking if it was possible, if it was helping joints, because they realized they could walk upstairs and not, make those noises as you walk upstairs. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that that wasn't just a fluke, that the ingredients in Collagen Complex have clinical studies that are showing the reduction of fine lines and wrinkles and helping to support an increased appearance, but also helping joint support, which I think makes it an even more incredible product than it already is. And it was designed to be complementary to the Lachey by Zilis line.
Excellent, Marielle. Thank you for elaborating on that. We hear quite a few reports of, just nail growth, thickened hair growth, and all sorts of cool things. If you were a guest on the webinar today, we want to again thank you for joining us. We're honored that you were here today. Hopefully you took the information as, at this free event as a, an investment for you, for your knowledge as it relates to anti-aging and skincare. Do contact the ambassador that invited you to be with us. And if you see an opportunity, let us know where you see yourself fitting in, okay? To all of our speakers, again, a big thanks so much for an awesome job, especially everyone who commented, Gabe and Marielle, amazing job as always. To our marketing team and our video team here in the studios at Zilis, thanks so much for an awesome job to these guys as well. Very successful Skincare Symposium, many, many more yet to come.